What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. So there is an individual trying to insert himself in a rap beef who was desperately trying to insert himself in a rap beef. Um, One, because he doesn't like one of the participants. He doesn't like the love one of the participants in the rap beef gets. So he's trying to take up for the other individual and also get him some clout because he is a serial clout chaser. That person I'm talking about is Jayceon Taylor, aka Chuck T, aka Chuck Taylor, aka The Game. Okay? Let me preface my statements by saying this. The Game is one of the dopest rappers of the early 2000s. Really dope. I enjoy his albums. Like, the documentary is a classic album for sure to me. And he got some amazing verses to me. But his character is just so flawed. Like, he got a lot of stuff about him that is very weird to me. He makes up, I don't believe a lot of the stuff he says. He makes up a lot of stories. At times he tries to make himself seem more, okay, he's an important figure. I'm gonna say this. He carried the West Coast for years by himself. So I'm never going to I'm never going to denigrate that, act like, that was minuscule. He carried the West Coast for years until Kendrick Lamar emerged. Talking about from 04, 05. What, Kendrick popped out 2010, really started gaining steam 2011-ish. Like, The Game was carrying the West Coast by himself, which is a hard thing to do. But his character, y'all, this man really, he don't like the love that Kendrick gets, right? Kendrick is from Compton, just like The Game. The Compton and LA uphold Kendrick higher than they do The Game, right? The West Coast really stand behind Kendrick in a way that I don't think they ever stood behind The Game. People really uphold Kendrick's lyricism over The Game's, right? People look at Kendrick as like a staple, a flag, like he is a staple or what's the word I'm looking for? They look at him as the pantheon, one of the pantheon greats of the West Coast above The Game. And The Game got a problem with that, right? He don't like the fact that people think that Kendrick is a better rapper than him. He don't like the fact that people uphold Kendrick higher than him on the rap totem pole on the West. He feels a way about that. At first, it was all love for Kendrick. He was showing him support. He was showing him love, all of that, until people started viewing Kendrick as higher than him. And then it became a problem. You know the saying, I want you to do good, but not better than me. Okay? When you start to do better than me, some people that's like that. When you start to do better than me, I start hating. I try to throw a little salt on your parade, try to throw a little salt on you, throw a little rain on your parade, because I don't need you to be looked at as more of a pantheon great than me. Ever since Kendrick started getting the praise of being like the premier artist from the West Coast, Game been feeling no certain way. Seriously, he has. And that's why you see him throwing little shots when Kendrick and Drake's back and forth first started. You start seeing Game say stuff like, people make it seem like I gotta support certain people. I'm tired of supporting people because they feel like I gotta do that. I'm tired of standing behind people because they feel like that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, he really was talking about Kendrick, right? And the problem is, he couldn't come out all the way and diss Kendrick because he knew that the West Coast, LA wasn't going to stand for that. He knew Compton wasn't going to stand for that, and they was going to call him out. So, he wasn't courageous enough to go out and just diss Kendrick and say how he feels. So now he's trying to pause. He's trying to diss Rick Ross. I'm trying to say diss and Rick at the same time. Pause. Now he's trying to diss Rick Ross because Ross is dissing Drizzy and Ross is standing with Kendrick. So he said, okay, well, I can't attack Kendrick head on because I don't want my coast being mad at me. I don't want my city being mad at me. I don't want my region being mad at me. So I'm going to go at somebody else that's on Kendrick's side. I'm going to go at Ross. And I'm going to see if I can bait Ross into dissing me. And Ross not taking the bait because Game just looking for publicity, looking for clout, although I would be very interested to see them two go back and forth. However, we know a back and forth with Ross and Game could get violated and can go to another level because The Game is really, he be eager for that type of stuff. He really eager to show everybody how tough he is at all times, and he really looking for a moment to get into confrontation with rappers to try to one up them and try to show that he is more superior in physical stature and violence than them, right? And sometimes it don't go the game way how he think it's gonna go. Like when he jumped in Lil Durk and Tiger's beef, and Durk was in L.A. and he was with Lil Varney. This before Lil Varney was in a wheelchair. He was with Lil Varney. Lil Varney was really the muscle for Durk and OTF, right? And Lil Varney stepped to him, telling him who he is. It can go this way, it can go that way. We can go outside. You know what I mean? And Game doesn't really anticipate people challenging him that way. But anyway, let's get back to the matter. Game is too afraid to go at Kendrick because he don't want that backlash from his home city, from his hometown, from his home region. So he gonna go at somebody else that's on Kendrick's side, which is weak to me. If you feel a way about Kendrick, come out and say that. You know what I mean? Now you can face the backlash of your people, because they're gonna look at you like a clown and a traitor if you siding with Drizzy over him. The Game know that. Now the Game has did a song with Drake before, 100, in the past was like 2015, which I thought that song was dope. This was around the time that Drake was into it with Meek Mill, right? And Drake came out there to Compton. And I'm gonna say this, Drake was able to annihilate Meek in that, but I feel like Drake went out there with a LA gang banging dude to give him credibility, to give him like, and I'm sorry, the song could have been done before. The song probably was done or finished before the beef, but it did give him a look like, hey, I got street dudes standing behind me when he shot that video at the same time. When that video came out during the time that he had beef with Meek Mill, it looked like, yo, I got street dudes with me. I got street dudes around me. You know what I mean? So, hey, if you want to go there, it looked like he had support, a street backing when he was standing in Compton with Game and all of that, right? And so Game and Drake got a rapport with each other and all of that. But he knew, regardless of that, Game, if you come at K-Dot, if you come at Kung Fu Kenny, you know your people is not going to fool with you, because the West is united. Now, rappers like YG and Chris Brown ain't came out and took no side because they do music with Drake, right? They got a relationship and a rapport with him. They don't want to burn no bridges, right? And Chris Brown really from Virginia. You know, I don't care what gang he bang out in Cali, whatever. But anyway, YG not going to come out and just ride with Kendrick because he got a rapport with Drake. And YG going to need Drake at some point. You know, YG ain't had no hit in a while. And you know, Drake can put him back in that hit stratosphere and be able to kind of bring him back to where he was in 2014, 2015, etc. Right? So he not gonna come out and just outwardly support Kendrick, but he not gonna diss Drake either. You know what I mean? So, but outside of YG and certain other people, the residents of LA, the residents of Compton, the residents of California, West Coast residents, have all, for the most part, seem to be backing Kendrick Lamar. Seriously, outside of people, not counting people that don't really listen to rap. Yes, they riding with, a lot of them on the West Coast riding with Drake because they don't really listen to rap to even know who Kendrick Lamar is or have any type of idea about his discography or anything like that, right? But the rap people that's into rap on the West Coast, they all standing behind Kendrick. You know, and so if Game was to go and jump on the opposite side, he would look like a clown. He would look like a goofy. And he's already made himself look like that before with certain things he's done and certain antics. And even when he tried to act like, when he tried to put up that Instagram post, when he put it up, not tried to, when he was like, I'm tired of backing people because people make it seem like I have to. I'm tired of standing behind people because people make it seem like I have to. When he put that up, seriously, I believe it was people that was looking at him like, yo. It was in the comments. They was clowning him like, nah, we ain't doing that. Stand with your people, Chuck. Stand with your people. Stand with your coast. Stand with your city. You ain't turning your back on the city. We ain't doing that. People was checking him about that, you know? And he saw that that people were trying to check his temperature about him possibly being on Drake's side. And he said, okay, I can't go at Kendrick. I can't go at Kendrick and side with Drake. So let me go at somebody else that's on Kendrick's side. Let me go at somebody else that's going at Drake. Let me go at Rick Ross, because that would be more digestible for me to diss him. It would be more digestible for my coast, for my city, for my region if I diss Rick Ross instead of dissing Kendrick. So, man, I know the play, man. And I'm glad. Like, you know, Ross ain't really taking it. Ross not taking the bait at all. But it's like, game, sit down, bro. Sit down. Let Drake handle his issues on his own. Let him handle his beef on his own. Because he the one that dissed Ross first. Ross unfollowed him on Instagram. But he dissed Ross first. Drake can handle Ross. Let him handle that situation. You know what I mean? He can bar Ross up. They can go bar for bar. He cool. He don't need your assistance and your backing. You just want to diss Ross because Ross is supporting Kendrick. And you know you cannot come out and just say you don't F with Kendrick and you supporting Drake because your coast going to be on your head. That's all that is, man. Machiavelli Mills TV. I'm out. Peace.